Hello ladies and gentlemen, you join me here today for for what is for me the second time, because I've already played through the first couple of months and crashed, so that's not ideal. Effectively, what's happening here is there is sod all to do for the first couple of months, so we're just going to have to move through quickly. I'll have another look to see if there's any different contracts up, but the earliest I got was March and there was only one hoeing contract. See if there's anything different in the sale. There is. Nothing that I'm going to buy. But there is new stuff. Have a look at the contracts. Tell you what, I'm going to save it as well. The animals are growing. At 3 months, I'm pretty sure, seeing as I've literally just done this. Pretty sure the sheep will be at their middle stage. I'm not sure that means they'll be able to produce anything, but you know, it'd be nice that they'll be a little bit sturdier on the legs. Yeah, none of these. What I will do is what I did in the last one. I'm going to quickly refuel this because it's a bit of a time consuming thing and I just want to get it out of the way. Make sure that we can move into the next month and save it so that I don't have to do this again. What I did say in the first part, which seems a bit ironic now, but I said we are going to come at this today with a fresh, positive mental attitude. We're going to forget the mess that was the last episode. Granted, a lot of that was my own doing, you know, my own stupidity. Some of it was the game, you know, the barn. How I couldn't have known that that wouldn't have taken bales, but I probably should have just started with chickens or something, or gone with the slightly more expensive, newer barn, or even just go with the pen and get a water tanker to fill it up. That's, as we said in the last episode, we are learning. So despite everything that's happened in the time that I've tried to record this morning, we're going to start out again with a fresh mind and a positive, peaceful outlook. I'm sorry, but I'm not slowing down for you. Just going to have to admit, ooh, thread the needle. Okay. I've managed to save the game, so at the very least, if we do crash again, I'm not going to have to refuel for a third time. I'm going to use my psychic intuition and line up the hoe, because I have a feeling that we will be needing it. I don't think we need it just yet, but no, I'm not doing any ploughing. Not on your Nelly. How do I get out of this? There we go. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, so we're playing Time Travel Simulator for the start here. It doesn't seem like there's much to do in the winter months. What I will do... Oh, there's more in the sale. Let's have a quick look at that. I just want to buy this truck for some reason. I don't need it, but... No. I don't need it. I don't know why I'm looking in the sale. I shouldn't be buying anything right now. Let me quickly feed the sheep. I know they're not going to need it, but I would feel much better with them being topped up a bit. Yeah, they don't need it at all. So if my memory serves, or let's say my premonition of the future, we will not... We've got a sewing contract we could do. I'm going to give that one a miss, and I'm just going to move straight into the next month. Because March seemed to be where things started to get interesting. I've just noticed that my cheat sheet has completely disappeared. Oh, there it is. Usually it's just sitting at the top there, but now it's completely gone. Which is, actually no. I don't remember if it was there or not. I'm losing my brain. Oh, you are taking the mick. Come on. You couldn't have given me this when I needed it. I feel like this is the one that we have. Again, we probably could have done with months ago. What contracts do we have here? Ploughing. Right. Well, my premonition was wrong. Which is unfortunate. I really don't want to do a ploughing contract. It's so long. Ploughing takes so long. The only one that I would even consider using is one of these two. There's no way that I'm spending that much on a plough. Looks like we're going to be skipping ahead again. One more time for the Time Lord Simulator. The sheep have grown. I think it's 8 months that they start producing wool as an adult, so we're halfway there. We managed to skip through most of the beginning stages with these dry months. And we have another dry month. Well, we've managed to go from... Bloody hell. Flies in this game. Managed to go from December to May in record time. We're still in April. Let's have a quick look. There's new stuff in the sale. Nope. Contracts. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Weeding and hoeing. What if I get one tractor on the weeding or one tractor on the hoeing? Seeing as we have both. This one's on field 40. What I'm going to do is swap this one round because I feel like the hoe is a little bit heavier than the weeder that we've got. Back it up, back it up. Hey, why is that contract nearly done? Yeah, I'm not complaining if you want to just give it to me, but not usually the way we do things here. Where am I heading? Try and navigate these fields a bit. Yeah. I don't remember if I've said this in this time of playing or in the previous one. So I'm just going to say it anyway and I can cut it out if I have. In these early months, or these early years, when we're just starting out, we don't really have the productions or anything to look after during the winter months. We only got one field that's producing. We're still waiting on the sheep to grow up, so it's not like we can move around any of the products that they're producing. It's going to be a bit slow. We are probably just going to have to skip through a lot. I think that's the average person's experience playing this game, you know? You're just going to have to accept that there will be months where nothing happens. I mean, I could take a contract and use the lease the equipment for like a ploughing job or a wood moving job, but I would like to use my own equipment for this series at least, because it just makes it more challenging, really, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep that rule up for the Highland map. We'll have to see. I don't yet know how I want to approach that as a series. I know I want to have this Highland series be a long one. You know, the farming sim YouTubers that I watch, they go, 100, 200 episodes in. That's the kind of thing that I want to achieve. That's the kind of thing that I want to achieve with the Highland series, so that is how I'm going to come at it. And we're off. Yeah. But at least now, when that map comes out, I'm going to go into it with a bit more knowledge. There's a couple of things, you know, little things like the barn not accepting bales and whatever else appears as I'm playing. These sorts of things I'll be able to take into the Highlands series, which will be my, not my main series on the channel, but like my main farming sim series for a while. Did I just... Why is this not doing anything? Is it just me, or does it not... Why is this not doing anything? What am I missing here? This is definitely the hoe. Let's see if my AI worker can figure it out. And if they can do this field, then I'll switch over to the other tractor. Yeah, seems to be working for them. Interesting. The problem with taking this one over now is I don't know what's been done. I think what I'm going to do is just... Well, the weeding... Okay, maybe it's a weeding thing. Right. I'm going to let this worker finish on this field. Just get this contract done, because I cannot see what they've done. And I don't think if I put the tracks on now, it's not going to show me where the worker's gone. So, for the sake of not having to go over everything that they've done already, we'll just let it go. And then I'll take over for the next field. Jesus, I don't know what that worker was doing, but they just seem to be lifting and lowering. They weren't just getting on with doing the field. We've done it now anyway. I took over. And we have another weeding one, which is also at 90% for some reason. So that one contract has just covered the interest that we've been paying for the last couple of months, I think. Pretty sure it's just over £1,000 a month at the moment. Which is a lot more than the zero that I thought it was going to be, but it makes sense. We borrowed the money, we're going to have to... There's got to be a cost for it. Where do I go? This way. This is probably not the best way to go. Should have gone around the bottom. Would have been quicker. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's another hoeing contract as well to do once that one's done, although that one's taking a little bit longer. For some reason, the hoe works for them. There's probably a joke in there somewhere, but I can't bother to find it right now. This is the one. I'm going to do this one myself, because apparently that's the only way to get things done around here. Yeah. I managed to get some nice screenshots, hopefully, for the two tractors driving next to each other in the field. That'll be a nice thumbnail. But other than that, I mean, started this episode with a whole positive outlook, fresh start vibe. We've had to skip through, what, 5 months, and as soon as we started doing contracts, I wasn't able to do my own work. So, let's start again. Assuming we don't have to crash and do it again. I feel fairly confident that we did less than we probably should have. Yeah, I feel fairly confident that we have done less than we probably should have in order to complete that field. I don't know if that's just a weed. I hope that's just a weeding glitch and not a... Yeah, we'll have to see. Wait and see if there's another weeding. There is another weeding. See what happens in this one. Wait, where are we going? Oh. Not far at all. Yeah, so looks like it's happened again. Which is not... I mean, look. It's obviously a glitch. And it's definitely reducing the amount of the field that we have to do. But it's not completely... it says it's 91%. It's not 91%. We're still doing the majority of the field. It's just not as much as we would normally have to. We'll finish up this field. We're going to have to swap over the hoeing... The Challenger with the hoe. I'm pretty sure there was another hoeing contract, so we'll switch it over and just get that on a new contract when it's ready, and then we'll come back and finish off the weeding in this field. And then, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens then, because we may have run out of contracts by that point. Look like there's more coming in, so it may be good to get a little bit more income this month. We'll have to wait and see. I feel like we need to do as much as we can, which is why I was a bit... not annoyed or anything, just, you know... It's a shame that we couldn't have done more over the winter, you know. Some sort of cultivating contract or something, but it is what it is. Maybe if I'd skipped ahead into the day, we'd have got more contracts available. Another lesson for next time. We'll get these contracts done, see where we're at, and then we'll either continue raking in that money, or we'll move ahead. I don't know when there's going to be a good stopping point for this one. Maybe we've got a bit more cash and we've done a few contracts. Yeah. let's get on with it. Awesome. Nope. I think with that contract we must have just pushed over 10 grand. Let's have a quick look. Oh, made about 14 grand for this month in contracts. We're going to have to pay just over £1,000 in interest fees, but you know, in the scheme of things, that could be worse. Let's see if there's any more contracts that we can do, because I don't feel like finishing up just yet. There's another weeding. Let's have a quick look where that is compared to where we are. We've still got a few more hours in the day, so I think, okay, just next to our farm. So yeah, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've still got a good couple of hours left of daylight, so I'm going to make the most of that. Get a couple more contracts done while we can. The hoeing is taking a little while, you know. A little longer than I expected. But there's another hoeing contract we can get started with. This might be a bit of a... oh, I don't know actually. This could be a longer or shorter episode, depending on how I edit it, but I'm just going to cram as many contracts in as I can, because I know this is just sort of a transitional video. You know, we made a bit of progress last episode with the sheep. Granted, it was a bit of a backward step as well, you know, because we took out quite a bit of a loan, but the point is that we're trying to jumpstart our progress, jumpstart our income, so in the long run, it'll work out in our favour, hopefully. This video is the in-between between the end of, or the beginning of winter, where we got the sheep, and the start of harvest season, where we can do a bit more, well, we can harvest the wheat at least. I may end up storing it and purchasing some chickens, although, no, that should be fine. I was going to say we'd end up storing it in the trailer and we'd have just got hay and wheat in trailers, but we do have the silo, so we can hang on to the wheat for a little bit. I think I need to put wheat or barley into the small field so that can keep going to feed the chickens, and we'll just sort of rotate that around. What else can the chickens eat? Wheat, barley, sorghum, maybe, possibly. I'll have to have a look at that. But we'll just keep rotating that small field around with cereals so that we can then feed to the chickens. That's assuming we get chickens. I still haven't decided yet, but it seems like a way to go while we've got that little bit of space next to the sheep. We don't need another grass field just yet. We still have some grass that we can use. And the rate those sheep are going through the grass, I don't think we're likely to need it for a very long time. But it wouldn't be too difficult for us to just buy a small bit of land that is like what we've got there on the left. It's just normal grass, it's not mowed yet. We can even just harvesting that there, that little area. We could probably fill the trailer and that'll do the sheep for, well, probably do the sheep for a few months, if not more, because what are we on? 4th or 5th month of having the sheep? And they've barely dented the trailer that we've got. And we've still got a whole field full of grass, or field full of hay to harvest, or gather. So yeah, things are looking good with the sheep. And things are looking good with the contracts as well, today. So like I said, that positivity is going to start coming through. It's going to manifest. We're going to make a decent amount of cash this month. I don't know if it's worth paying some of the loan off at some point as well. Bring it down to maybe 300. We'll see. Because we could end up making a decent amount of money over the next couple of months. Because I don't think we can harvest until June, July. And then we'll have to sow the fields after that. So we're not going to be able to do anything until then. And it's about that time when the sheep will start producing as well. So we just need to stay on top of the food for them and the wool that's produced and just keep moving it out of the way. I was not paying any attention when that completed. Because I still thought I had all this to do. And just tried to carry on doing it. Oh well. It's another one done. We've still got 60% on the hoeing, so I could probably finish that off for it. The problem with these sorts of contracts is it's very hard to see where the worker has been. So taking over from them is a bit of a risk, because I may end up redoing a lot of the stuff that they've already done. Yeah, I mean, there are some weeds you can see. I don't actually know where this thing started. Let's have a look at the sheep quickly. Look at these big boys. How grown up you've got. They definitely fill out. When I first bought these, they didn't look like they were filling the area much. But now that they've got a bit bigger, they definitely look more substantial. Yeah. I love animals. Look at that thing. Look at him jump. I'm just going to see where this starts to go next and then take over from it. Are you doing the headlands now? Yes. Nope. Let's get the steering assist on. Yeah, I'm doing the headlands. Nice. And it's working for me now. Perfect. I completely forgot that wasn't working earlier. Could have been unfortunate if I had to restart the worker and hope that they remember where they were. Oh no. I thought for a second because the lines were white that the worker hadn't actually finished the middle yet, but that's probably just because I've only just taken it over. There is a brain in here somewhere. Today is about the positive mental attitude. We have entered this day with a goal just to be more positive, and I think we have achieved that despite the continued attempts of the game to pull me down. Although one thing that could set us back is if I try to save this and it crashes again. So let's try that quickly. Oh, accept the contract as well. Moment of truth. Lovely jubbly. There is another hoeing contract. It's a small one. I think I'm going to give it a miss though. Just return this to the yard. And then we'll see. I'm not going to do any more contracts in this episode. And we've still got a little bit for the field, so nothing going on there. The sheep are fine for food. They're going to keep growing. So yeah, I think that's actually going to be the end of this episode. It feels like it's a bit of a shorter one for me, because the current recording is a bit less than what I have done the last couple of episodes. But at the same time, this is now the second time I've recorded it. Not the whole thing, obviously, but at least the first half. So, thank you for watching. We are starting to make a bit more money back, so that loan should start falling down very quickly. We've got another couple of months before the harvest. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe, because there's plenty more scheduled, plenty more in the works, and more series coming, maybe. Maybe a little hint at something else in the future. Yeah, I have to stick around now. That's way too enticing. Anyway, that'll be all for today. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.